History of Rap is sponsored by Rap Fam Unleashed, the only worldwide monthly digital magazine dedicated to the rap vinyl industry. Each issue is loaded with knowledge from industry leaders such as Brent Knott, John Doover, Adam Sumner, Dallas Fowler, Matt Richard, Vanessa Ulmer, Tyler Dunn, and many, many more. Read all these issues and get all of the info at therapfam.com. That's therapfam.com. I want to take this opportunity to tell you about one of my new projects. Now, I am a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy, always have been. As well as starting a rap business and doing this podcast, I also have a passion for design. I was a designer before I was ever a rapper and found a long time ago that I don't just like seeing my designs on vehicles, but on t-shirts as well. The designs are usually pretty simple, but I figured if I like them, maybe you will too. Stuff your wardrobe at raptees.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another History of Rap podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Shepard. Today we have Krystal Mizewski of Candy Raps. Krystal and I met last year sometime when I went to Vinyl Images in St. Louis, John Doover's shop, and took the KPMF and ORAFOL certifications and training. Krystal is a one-of-a-kind person, big heart, great installer. I'm super happy to call her my friend. But when we first met, I didn't think anything of it. Again, she was a trainer of the class. I was there to learn as much as I possibly could and pass the certification, which, yay, I did. And then later we caught back up at ISA earlier this year, and her, along with Matt Ferguson and some other people, they kind of, picked me up under their wing and, took me out that night and showed me a good time and everything like that. And we talked a little bit about that in the episode, but and apparently that was all by design. They I guess they were trying to corrupt me a little bit, but anyway, little bit about Krystal. She's been in the industry for 15 years plus. She has multiple certifications, 3M preferred, Avery certified installer. Of course, she is ORAFOL and KPMF certified, as she is one of their trainers. And I believe she is a TWI endorsed installer as well, or which basically means all that to basically say, like, Krystal knows what she's talking about when it comes to installing vinyl and the rap business and things like that. I can't even remember. Did I even say she is the owner of Candy Raps in Orlando, Florida? If I did say that earlier, I'm saying it again because I don't honestly remember what I said 2 minutes ago. Anyway, she was kind enough to take time out of her day. She was out on an install with her crew and went to her car, and we had an hour-long conversation. She took a break from helping them to come help me to get some insight on what it's like a day, a week, a month in her world, and kind of where she's been and where she's going. And it was a fantastic conversation, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it. So without further ado, as usual, here it is, my conversation with Krystal Mizewski of Candy Raps, Orlando, Florida. Krystal.
Hey,
Hi.
Hi. Trying to figure out how to tie you up.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
I am awesome. How are you? I know that sounds sarcastic. I'm not. It's not.
No, I took it for how you said it. That's awesome.
I'm really good. I'm doing really well. I was just running a little bit behind today. Been designing a lot of the morning, and
Good.
I realized that I was like, oh, okay, I need to get these options out, and then my kid is going to be home in like 30 minutes from school, so I'm like, all right, I got to send like a scheduled text to
Do
let
you
her
want to
know.
do this on Monday? I have Monday
No,
available.
no, it's
Okay.
fine. No, 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 no. I just like just trying to make sure that all my P's and Q's are because like when she gets home, like my dogs are gonna go nuts.
Oh yeah.
So like, and
Gotcha.
if yeah, so like I'll just make sure I'm like I'll close the door and like the mic won't pick them up or anything, but like just let her know like, hey, I'm home. I'm on a call. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah. So I just had to kind of let her know because like I told her what was it yesterday, but we had to reschedule. So I was like, hey, when you get home, I'll probably be on a call. She was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then obviously we had to reschedule, but no problem. So yeah. So hey, how are you getting set up in the car there?
I'm trying, man.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Can you crop the video?
yeah,
Well, you're sideways, so let me do sideways.
yeah, okay. That'll work.
This is tough work on this side, you know?
Yeah, usually it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't do a lot. I probably do a lot more than some people do. Um, but like, I don't know. I want it to look nice and sound nice. That's the biggest thing is really the sound. Like as long as the sound's coming through, we're good.
Can you hear me good on this end then? Because
I
I am in
can,
my
yeah, I
car,
can.
so
Yeah, I can hear you great.
let's do this.
It's perfect. So, I mean, like all this is going in. Like I don't do much editing.
Oh, great. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
I know.
Oh, that makes me feel even better.
Oh, you're fine. Like I said, I talked to Matthew the other day and he was like, "Yeah, I got like an hour. I got to walk my dog." And he like I called him and he's,
Yeah,
you know,
but
he's
he does
literally
video stuff all the time.
yeah,
I never do video stuff.
taking a walk around the block with his dog. And at one point he laid the phone down and I just got like his ceiling for a little while. I'm like it's fine. It's this isn't a professional like thing. It's just it is what it is. Like I just learned that I can use my phone for my camera instead of my computer, which gives me better video.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I learned that just a couple like recordings ago, and that's what I do now. So
I love that for you. I like your shirt.
yeah, well, I wore it specially for you today.
Oh,
Yeah. I was like, I'm talking to Crystal today. I'm gonna wear an Orful shirt.
perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Perfect. So
I'm
you're
set.
on a job right now?
Yeah, actually this is a pretty interesting job. Um, anyone listening, make sure you get your print proofs, your color printed proofs signed by the customer.
Oh yeah.
So we're actually at a laundromat right now. It's a really nice laundromat. It's massive. They even have a 24-hour outdoor area for people that, you know, need to come in the middle of the night. It's huge. So we came 2 weeks ago and started wrapping, and there's, I don't know, 7 sections, each section having 4 walls, something like that. So, you know, again, a very large project. And the customer, the end customer, because we are just subbing the print and install, they sold the job. He's sitting there and he's like, oh, this looks really great. Uh, okay, it is a textured wall as well. So we're using rollers. And the customer says, hey, when it dries, will it be any lighter? And I was like, no, it won't. This is it. This is what you get. And so I he didn't say stop or anything. I went outside and called my customer who signed the color proof, not the end customer.
Oh geez.
And I was like, hey, you know, Brian, I'm like, I just want to let you know that I've overheard the customer saying that it is rather dark than, you know, darker than what he had imagined. And so Brian, my customer, said, you know, let's move forward, keep going. Customer approved the design. And I said, okay. So we did all but one big section by the middle of day 2, because it was a 2-day project. Customer called it. The customer's partner, dad, called it and was like, stop. I don't like it. So we had to reprint and we're reinstalling everything again.
Oh, that's awful. I feel so bad for you. Cause that's
Yeah, it's
like,
job security.
yeah, I mean,
It's
that's
not on
what,
us. They had to
yeah,
pay.
yeah. It just sucks though, because like one, one thing had your client, and I guess that's a learning lesson too, is like make sure the end customer is the one actually signing off on everything.
Absolutely. That's what we do at our shop for all of our wraps. I mean, the customer. And now we work with some massive contract or some massive companies. I mean, even like PNC Bank, Chase Bank, like we do. We're talking big branded companies, and we mail our print samples to them,
Mhm.
and then they sign them and they send us a picture of it signed. So it's a
Yeah,
huge deal.
yeah.
And
Do
I
you
knew
get
it. I knew when the customer said they didn't like it that it wasn't gonna something was gonna happen.
Yeah. Do you get that a lot? Do you have to deal with a lot of, like, when I was in the sign industry years ago, like we would get that, like people would bring in a business card, and be like, I want it, like these are my colors, here you go. But they would never like specifically say like you have to match these colors. But we would still do color proofs and things like that for them. And sometimes you would talk to people and you can usually get a feel for like how particular someone's going to be. And we would always get surprised where we'd be like, the guy was so laid back and he was just like, no, as long as it's close to this, it's fine. And then we do it and they'd go, this isn't what I was, these aren't my colors. And we're like, whoa, like you literally said, if it's close, it's fine. And so like we learned
It
eventually,
looks
like,
different on the
no,
computer screen.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get that a lot. It looks different, or it's going, or they'll look at even a printout. And we always used to tell people, and I've kind of gotten the habit of this, is if it's for a vehicle wrap, go outside and look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like go out
If it's
in
on
the
a wall wrap,
natural sunlight.
hold it up on a
Yeah.
wall so that the
Where
fluorescent
it's going to be
lighting's
installed. Yeah, exactly. So people don't understand that, different lights, a warm light or a cool light or natural light, like it'll affect how something looks
absolutely.
a
Yeah.
thousand percent. So,
No, we're pretty strict on our colors. Um, Especially for our peace of mind. So we know that the customer is getting what they want for their investment. But a lot of majority of our customers have those set PMS colors or set
mm,
all the other ones. I can't even tell you another one. RGB, I don't know, all that stuff. I can't design a sticker to save my life, so don't ask me to do that, but I can stick it.
yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty strict on what colors we have to use for our customers. So
Yeah. And that's another thing. Not all printers are created equally. Not all material is created and substrates are created equally.
laminates. Yeah.
Laminates, so
Yeah, we keep a print sample of every job that we do and we file it away in our system so that if our printers change in 2 years or our profiles change or we change material or anything like that, we have it on hand. We don't have to cut a piece off of a wrap that's already done, or, we always have that hard copy of it
how do you
filed
store
away
them? How do you store
in a
something like
filing
that?
cabinet.
Just filing
We just
cabinet?
do a print sample. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do a color blocks or a printout of their proof.
Okay. No,
So, and
no,
then, and for example, on this one with the colors, sorry, they don't have set colors. It was just the gray was too dark. So in this case, we weren't even using any of their PMS colors or
mm,
anything like that. They had a topography or map, I mean, printout or in the background of their walls, and you just couldn't see it, especially with the texture. So they were expecting just a much lighter gray. And you know how hard it is to print grays. So
yep.
we have to keep this print sample on hand
Yeah.
for any prints to make sure that our grays are not too yellow or green or blue or
Yeah, green. That's the biggest one. I remember starting, like, grays can turn green real fast. So when you find that perfect gray, like you want to keep that in a lockbox and keep it forever. You
yeah.
know, the
Yeah,
same
I
thing
owe a
for
lot to
rich
my
blacks.
production guy.
Yeah,
Oh
same thing
yeah.
for rich blacks. When you find that perfect rich black for whatever printer material you're using, like you want to keep that forever,
Yeah. I'm
So
just gonna keep my production guy
just
forever.
yeah,
Forever. He's
never go
remarkable.
anywhere.
So
Yeah,
no.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I don't really have anything planned, but like we saw each other out in ISA and you agreed to come on and do this. And I got a
Yeah.
little bit of a taste of what Krystal is like after hours.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Anyone
So
listening to this likely knows what after hours crystal is. It's a party. It's fun.
yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
not much of a partier anymore. I never like I'll go out. Like, I mean, obviously it was obvious from like
I'm pretty sure you were ready to go at midnight.
yeah, dude. I I'm usually in bed and probably asleep by like 9:30 every night. But
Okay.
I'm getting up between 5 and 6 every morning too. So
Right.
like I gotta have my 8 hours.
No,
And
I do too. I
yeah,
get that.
yeah. And even out there, I was still like I was sleeping well, but I was still up early. Like we
The
didn't,
time
we
change,
weren't on
especially.
any particular schedule or whatever, but I was still just like, I was still up at 6 or 7 without an alarm, like,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's just, I don't know, that's how I am. Like, even here, like, we'll have like a long weekend or Labor Day or whatever, and like the neighbors are going to be going hard until, midnight or 2 a.m. And I'm like, I'm, guys, like, I'm out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I
Yeah.
love you guys, but
No,
like,
that's fair. Yeah.
I'm going to fall asleep sitting in this chair.
And then get made fun of or drawn on.
So, funnily enough, so when I turned 40, so 3 years ago,
No way.
yeah, I'm 43. So when I turned 40, so me and one of my neighbors, we have a birthday that's 5 days apart. And there's like a group of us, there's like four families, and we all have kids and we all hang out all the time. It's really
Love
great.
it.
So we're a few years apart. She's like mid 30s or whatever, but we celebrate together. So like we always do something. We go out to eat, like whatever. Like we all get together and we go out. So 3 years ago, we decided to do a thrift store swap with the husbands and wives,
Love it.
where the husbands bought the wives outfit and the wives bought the husband outfit. And funnily enough, you think that would go like one way and like, like all the husbands would like get nothing but slutty, sexy outfits for their wives. And it really didn't. Like we were all very good and very like, so anyway, so we did this and we went out to like the bars and stuff down here. And it was fun. Like people gave us shit and like we're looking at us because we were all just wearing like crazy clothes. And by the time we went to this club and they were dancing and drinking and like, and I was doing at the time I was doing 75 hard.
Oh,
So I wasn't drinking, I wasn't eating crap. I wasn't doing anything. So I'm literally just
yep.
chugging water all night. And sober Bryce is like one thing, but like 75 hard Bryce is totally other person. Like I was totally different.
It
I
changes you.
literally
Yeah.
so I was sitting in the corner at one point toward the end of the night with my head just rested on my hand like this, and I was literally falling asleep in a club where a massive speaker was like 6 feet behind me, blasting in my ear, and I was still falling asleep.
Yeah.
I still haven't lived that down to this day. Because I'm just like, no, I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm up
Yep.
at 4 a.m. every morning. I was asleep at like 8 and now here it was 2 in the morning and I'm falling asleep in a club. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No, no,
just,
I get that.
I'm not a
Yeah. I
party guy
probably would have
anymore.
drawn on you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but my wife was funny because she was like, they wanted to come over and like hit my hand away from my head and just make my
Oh,
hand
yeah.
fall and stuff like that. But I just, I like to have fun, but I don't necessarily like to go out and get crazy.
Right. And I will say when we get around our family, our rap family,
Yeah.
you find all this extra energy somehow, some way. Because,
Hmm.
like you said, we stay up late when we're all together. We're hanging out. We go places we shouldn't go. We drink way more than we should, and we're going to bed super late, and we're still getting up and doing what we got to do the next day. I mean, a lot of these people are working the show too. So, but I mean, we had some really awesome people with us that night, and that gave me more energy. Just getting to spend time with Jim and you and uh gosh, I'm blanking right now on names. Adam Sumner and just some of the
I think Chris
just
DeFeo showed up at one point. No, he didn't, but Frankie did. Frankie came back
Yes.
toward the end of the night
Yeah.
because DeFeo, I think, left, but
Yeah.
like he had a flight or whatever. But Frankie came back or whatever because he was there, and
Oh, yeah. Frankie was hating me the next day. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and of course Matt Ferg was there and a couple of other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ferg. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first outing with them too. So is that was my introduction, even though being in this world for a long time, I haven't been in like the rap fam world. So that was kind of my
It's a different world.
introduction to it. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun that night, even though I wasn't drinking or really anything. I maybe had like a beer like the entire night.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to. You don't
Yeah.
have to get wild or crazy. Some of
Yeah.
us do.
Hmm.
I'm pointing fingers at everybody else but me. I don't do that. But yeah, I mean, just being there and being around everybody. I mean, I've been pregnant twice, so I know what it's like to not be drunk and you're watching everybody else and they're so ridiculous and they're fun and they're just having the time of their lives and they're so happy and just kind of feeding off of that energy.
Yeah.
It's still a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely fun. Did you make it out to RapsCon? Were you there this year?
No, no, I didn't go to RapsCon. It's far.
Yeah.
And I have to go to uh Portland, um California, Carlsbad I have to do a training in Portland. I've got a huge job for Legoland out in California. Right before that it's SEMA. So I mean I was gonna be going out there and I've got Canada and so I didn't need that extra trip.
Yeah. So speaking of training, that's a good segue. That's how you and I originally met. I took the ORAFOL KPMF class at Vinyl Images, John's place,
Yep.
in
Yeah.
St. Louis, or in we'll just say St. Louis for the fact.
I love you, John. I know you should have got those other 2 points. I know. I love you.
He was so mad.
I still get text about it.
He was so mad. I just wanted to pass. I was like,
Yeah.
as long as I pass, because at the end of the day, if you're a doctor,
You're still a doctor.
you're still a doctor. Doesn't matter if you get 100 or whatever the
Yep.
point is above the passing grade. Like you're still a doc. Like you still passed. Like you still got
Yeah.
it. So it's just that like perfection thing. So,
Absolutely. And
but it
he
was
is a
fun rapping next to
perfectionist.
him. Like I've
Yeah.
being next to him and meeting him in person that was the first time I met him for the first time in person, which was great. A little intimidating, but fun. And he and I are about the same age. I think I maybe have a couple months on him or whatever, but like to seeing where he's come from and like what he's doing and like his just like mental fortitude to just like really zone in and focus on what he's doing and everything, like that was something just completely different. I've never seen that before. That was really cool. So
Yeah, he's a beast. I actually met John Duver back in 2010.
mhm.
No, 2014. And I will always share that memory when it comes up. It was SEMA, and I got to be on the Dream Team. And when I say the Dream Team, I mean we had John and Joe Duver, Nate, Exotic Vehicle Wraps, Jeremy Connor, Jim Miller, Kevin, PG Nola. I'm gonna say Richie was just there because it was sponsored by Arlon,
Yeah.
and a couple other people, and that was my introduction to the rap family, like my rap fam, and it life changing.
Yeah.
To have met John at such a young age, still not, he wasn't who he is today. I mean, he was on his way for sure, but yeah, seeing how far he's come in the past 11 years has been just such a joy to watch and motivating and inspiring. So
Yeah, that's cool. So how did you pull in? I know that like how did you grab the trainer? Like how did you get into doing the training? Because that's something I know a lot of us like I think training is invaluable. I think your certs are invaluable, especially like as an installer. Um, as a business owner, maybe not, because it's all about the business. But to have people on your team that are have their certs and things like that, that's definitely great. Um, that is something that in a few years or whatever, I wouldn't mind working my way into training. I really like teaching others, and we all have the next round of installers that are coming up, and it's getting more
Absolutely.
popular. So how did you kind of did you weasel your way in? Were you like, was it a like how did ORAFOL and KPMF kind of like come knocking at your door? What happened there?
Such an honor, and I owe my trainer position to Dan Bula and Josh Culverhouse,
Mhm.
who's now with Metamark. So um Josh had just been chatting with Dan about switching up the trainers that they had or that they had for Oracle at the time. I believe there was just one trainer before, and they were looking to expand how many trainers they had, and I think maybe doing more classes. It was right at the beginning of COVID, um, because when I got the call, I was actually sitting in my car after a doctor's appointment. I was pregnant at the time.
Mhm.
Just had found out pretty much. But Dan had recommended me to Josh because Josh had asked if he had any recommendations for a female trainer. And that being a female in this industry has taken me so incredibly far as long as I was willing to show up and be able to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Yeah.
So that's how I got in. Um, Josh called and asked if I would be interested in being a trainer for Oracle, and I was like, absolutely. The first couple years were a little rocky because of COVID. So Jim Miller actually had to do one of my classes because I had COVID in 2021, I think. I lost two classes in 2 weeks. I was supposed to do one training one week and just go directly to another training, and I couldn't do them because I woke up with COVID before I went to the airport. Um, so yeah, it's been an incredible journey. Being in the group of trainers, I recommended Kevin for the training position for Oracle because I know he is a diehard Oracle fan and user, and he's remarkable at it. And of course, we have Marcos up in New Jersey, Dan in Indianapolis. So it's a great group. Ryan with KPMF Oracle, and Shane. Those two are so much fun to be around, and really love what they do. They are passionate about the industry and their company, and I love being a part of that. So I don't have any real words of encouragement or path to take to be a trainer. But when an opportunity like that arises, definitely jump on it. And the most important thing that anybody can do for any opportunity in our industry is to be at the events or be present online, but not a jerk online. um Go to the certifications. That's how you and I met.
Yeah.
Go to get your certifications, even if it's just for the training part. That those connections are going to be the ones that can change your life.
Yeah.
So, and it takes time, money, passion, to get out of your comfort zone and go do those things. But for me, I mean, it's changed my whole life. So
Yeah. What you mentioned obviously being a female in the industry has gotten you far or taken you a long way. Because this industry is so male dominated, can you give me your perspective on what it is like to be a female installer in the industry and B, a female business owner in that same male dominated space? What has that been like for you over the past few years? And do you have any advice or any kind of knowledge to give other females or whatever, installers that are trying to be up and coming? I do see that there, I think, my 2 cents, I think that a female installer, especially right now in today's climate, has a advantage over any male installer strictly because there's not a lot of them out there. They're not a dime a dozen. Like like I am. Like I'm a dime a dozen in the rap industry. So if someone's looking for someone who has that attention to detail, or maybe has some better bedside manner or whatever, it may bode well to hire a female installer instead of a male installer. Like, can you speak on that?
Um, I this new generation of installers, and I mean not even new. A lot of the females are same age as me, maybe been doing it as long as I have. They have this kind of a stick up their butt about being a female in the industry and how guys are always putting them down. I was never really put down as a woman, like as if I couldn't do it. Now,
Mhm.
I would walk into a like a box truck yard, and there are all these box trucks outside, and I've got a removal and install or an install on a little 16-foot box truck or something. And I'd show up solo. I'm carrying my ladder in, and hi, my name is Krystal, and I'm here to do the wrap install. And they kind of look around me. They're like, "Just you?" I'm like, "Yeah, just me." And I knock out that box truck in, I don't know, 4 hours, whatever, and I'm getting packing up, and some of the yard guys, they're like, "Wow, we had two guys come out here a couple months ago, and it took them longer than our 8-hour day to do the box truck wrap." And so it's I don't it to me it doesn't matter that I'm a female or male. I if you know me, I've shared my story about working through pregnancies and literally having a C-section on Friday, and I was on a job site on Monday with my 2-day-old, 3-day-old. So not working, but to manage.
Mhm.
And so, just as a person, I was raised to put in all of that effort and work, or effort and not physical work, but to put in all that effort and to show up and to do what you're going to do, what you say you're going to do. Um, and I do have a higher skill, or I'm a good installer, and that was natural for me. I didn't have to take a bunch of classes or anything. I'm self-taught, and I just got thrown into it and enjoyed it, loved it. Again, naturally, the skill came with doing it more and more. Um, Being a female in the industry is definitely one of the top subjects that or questions that people ask me. It's given me a lot of opportunities. SEMA, one year I walked in, and Jim and Jimus are at the bar, and I walk over and they're like, "Hey, can you be in Germany in 3 months? Because we need a female on our team." And it's like that, those opportunities came because I was a female, not because of my skill level or who I knew,
Mhm.
but because I was a female.
Right.
Being the trainer because I was a female. I never would have gotten looked at if I wasn't. So I take that being a female pretty pretty personally, because I know how good I am. And I can walk the talk. So being a female, the only thing that it really gets you is more views online.
Yep.
And that's okay. That's fair. I love watching videos. I mean, I love seeing all the angles and everything, all the girls are posting, and that's really the only thing that the girls are have that advantage of. Now, there's installers that are just as good as I am, but yes, a lot of men and women say and agree that women have an advantage because of our attention to detail and our patience, and maybe just our understanding for the vinyl itself. I'm not sure. But being a female does not make me any better than any male because I'm a female.
Yep.
So I don't know if that really answers the question, but I think I'm finally full circle on my feelings of being a female in a male dominated industry. And relating to all the other questions that we've talked about, or things we've talked about in those late nights. Who was was there any other female that night at ISA?
Yeah, no.
There
I mean, yeah.
you won't find the females that are willing to go out and party and have fun. You don't have to drink. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but just being there and making your presence known talking to these guys, especially after they've had a few drinks. Then they actually care a little bit, because they don't want to talk about work all the time, and you show them your true colors and be yourself, and things just kind of follow in line behind that.
Yeah, that's kind of one thing I
So,
am learning and have learned and still learning. And it's like sometimes it's not necessarily what you know, it's who you know. But the only way you're going to know those certain people is if you make yourself available to know
yep,
certain people. You know,
yeah,
I could have just as easily like when Matt said, "Hey, let's go to dinner." And then we went to dinner and then he said, "Oh, we're going to this party. You're coming, right? Like you're coming." He was like, he didn't even give me an option. He was just like, "You're coming." It wasn't a question
yep,
mark on the end. He goes, "You're coming."
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"Okay, like
okay.
I'll walk around and follow you like a lost little puppy for a little while." And then
What
we
a
ran
funny
into you
party.
guys and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like
Oh
so
no,
every
that was the plan all along. That was that was the plan.
yeah. So, but doing things like that, it's fun. I mean, that's one reason why I do this. I really do like doing this. I like
Yeah,
genuinely sitting and talking to people and figuring out or, finding out about their story and things like that. But at the same time, like this is me also putting myself out there. Like there are going to be
absolutely.
plenty of people out there who see a side of me that, they wouldn't normally see unless they're with me in person or or whatever. They get to know me a little bit better, and this is a way of putting myself out there and showing people like who I am a little bit, which I'm totally
Yeah,
fine with.
yeah,
So
yeah. You're pretty all right.
I'm okay, I guess sometimes. I mean, I can be an asshole. Like don't like I can
I
I can
wasn't gonna say it.
I can flip a switch if I need to, but
Yeah.
like that's what I told who was it? Well, I took my kid yesterday to the orthodontist and she's got all this like metal in her mouth or whatever. And we stopped. I got to get her out of school. She's 13. And then we stopped at like a smoothie place and got her lunch because like it's hard for her to
Yep.
eat with all the stuff. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let's get you a protein, shake or whatever, and then I'll send you back to school. It happened to be lunchtime. And at her school, like if they forget lunch, we're not allowed to bring them anything. Like they're on their own.
Oh, interesting.
Middle school. So they're just like, nope, like if they forget to eat, like they got to figure it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, listen, if you go in there and they give you crap about like you taking the drink in, like you first of all tell them why you have it. And if they still are like, no, you have to throw that away, I said, tell them to call me because I'm gonna choose somebody out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's fair.
Papa Bear is gonna come out. And like
Oh, yeah.
luckily I never had a phone call from him. So I'm like, I guess it was all right.
Oh, good.
I guess
Good.
it was fine. So,
Yeah.
you know. Oh gosh. What else are you I mean, what else are you into? Like what other projects? You said you got a bunch of training and stuff coming up, but what give me actually, you know what? Give me a day or a week in the life of candy wraps. Like what's like how are you scheduling or managing? Like what are you like what's your kind of daily or weekly like life like?
Um, well, if you take the first 12 years of my career, they were insane. And it definitely built what I have now. I would work, I don't know, 16, 20-hour days, just like everybody likes to boast about online and, work my ass off. Made good money, but missed weekends, missed after work events, missed a lot of my kids' lives growing up. And it definitely gave me the foundation to be where I am today. But these days, over the last few years, um, I've been able to build a team that trusts me and I can fully trust. I don't go into the shop every day. There's a lot of days that I'll do work from home. Um, I'm on all of our travel jobs. So, for instance, on this one here, especially with the chaos that kind of happened with this job in particular, I'm here on site, my team's inside installing. Um, Next week, I will The Monday will be finishing up this project and driving out to Legoland here in Winter Garden, Florida. So about 2 hours away. I have an Airbnb there for my crew of 5 that will be staying out there and working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I drive over to Tampa, go to Apollo Beach for the weekend to go see my longtime best friend and celebrate a friend that's coming in from Vegas for his 40th birthday. And then Sunday, I drive back and I take a flight on the next Monday to Portland. I have a training Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, set up on Tuesday. Fly home. I have to take a red eye Friday night because I have to get my kids Saturday morning before their dad leaves for, I think he's going to Germany. So I get the kids for the week. So I'd have them for the week and I literally drop them off on Sunday or Monday at school and fly out to Canada for another training and then get home. And then I've got to go to California for that other Legoland job straight to SEMA. Now the past 2 months have been actually pretty calm. I can't even tell you the last time I was on a flight. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
That's it. The year before I took 54 flights though in 1 year.
Wow.
So my schedule is never the same, never routine. It used to be fun. It gets a little tiring now.
Yeah.
But I mean that's just my next month of what is kind of going on and some of the projects that we have. And during that time, the shop stays busy. I have 3 full-time installers. Getting ready to hire another. Getting ready to bring on our first salesperson.
I was going to ask that.
Because we don't do any sales or
So
any outside sales.
all of your stuff is marketing and advertising and word of mouth and stuff like
No
that?
marketing, no advertising. Everything is word of mouth. And that foundation that I built, it continues to grow. I mean, we're a 7-figure company. So to know that we've come that far with no sales, no advertising, no marketing. I mean, I tried it and it wasn't enough to make it worthwhile. So getting ready to bring on a killer salesman who I've known for 10 years was in the industry, I mean. And like I said, getting ready to bring on another installer. And, we got 2 printers. My design production manager, if I ever lose him, I don't know what I'm going to do because he's the backbone to Candy Reps. He's definitely got us to where we are. My office manager, she handles everything. She takes all calls and schedules everything and only really asks me. I handle all of like the really big projects like Legoland, our PNC bank trucks that we rewrap and unwrap, rewrap. We do a lot of NDA stuff. So I don't even worry about posting on social media because the majority of the stuff that we just finished up Peppa Pig out in Dallas a couple months ago, So, I mean, we do a lot of big name stuff that nobody knows that we're doing. So it's fun. But yeah, the shop stays busy. My guys work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If they want to work overtime, they can if there's work. But I don't schedule long days, no weekend work, unless it's like a travel job for a storefront for pizza chains or whatever. I'll send them out on the weekends and pay them, a lot in cash, things like that. And but yeah, I really enjoy the life that I've been able to build, but it took a really solid foundation to do that.
Sorry, how did you now I think my kid's getting home. I don't know if you can hear them. Can you hear?
I heard. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, they're going nuts. And I don't know why.
They're so excited. Dad left us alone out here.
They're just so bad. They do it. It's like, let me check on them real quick.
No, you're fine.
A few moments later.
Okay. Sorry.
You're fine.
That's the first time I think I've ever had to like stop and I just shoved him outside. I'm like, go outside for a little bit. It's nice.
You're fine.
What was I saying? Okay. You were talking about like all the sales and stuff. So what was it like coming up? Like when you started, how did you That's one thing I need to know. Like, how did you even get into like doing what you're doing? Like, what were you just like one day were you just like, ooh, stickers, fun?
No,
Like, how did
no.
that happen? Like, what was the evolution of that? Like, how did?
Um, so I lost my mom 1 week shy of me turning 19. And I met a guy and he was just learning how to rap. So I was 18, 19 at the time. Um, and of course I had a big void in my life. So I was spending time with anybody who would hang out with me, to fill all that time. And so we just kind of learned together, worked together for the next few years and then parted ways. And so we started as subcontractors and I did that for about 8 years before I bought a printer.
Mm,
Um, so that was my beginning. The rap industry saved my life. If anyone was at the rap summit a couple years ago down at Bruno's, you would have heard my story and saw my tears. It really did save my life and continues to do that every day. I cannot never imagine doing anything else. Got the business logo on there for life. um, and so that's how I got started. Then so 8 years in, I bought my first printer. And my designer production guy that I say is the backbone and I couldn't do without. He already knew how to run the HP. So I was 7 months pregnant. I bought my printer. It showed up and I set it up, everything except lifting the printer up onto the stand. And we started rolling from there. I'm in my third shop now and looking to build starting next year. So that's exciting. Um, so yeah, that was kind of the evolution of how I started as a sub. Now I have a brick and mortar and do my own in-house printing and designing, and we do wholesale prints. Yeah, we do it all.
do you see a lot of difference in shops in like in Florida or in the South or in like larger cities, or even out west, like in California, things like that? Do you see similarities and differences between like shops, kind of like where you are? Obviously, like you have a big, like you're in Orlando, right? Okay, so like you have a big, there's a ton of stuff going on in Orlando. Like there's a ton of stuff like, I was like Fort Lauderdale and like these beach towns, and like people have kind of money to spend because you're at kind of like destination areas. Do you see a difference in like an area where you are versus like an area where like I am or where John is, like Midwest shops or whatever, where we have seasons and like we have to do a different way? Like do you like with all your traveling that you do you find differences in the shops like around the country and like what they do and what they specialize in and things like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about your shop, but John, I'm sure they do signs and stuff too. We do strictly wraps.
Hmm.
We don't do any signage, no dims, no um nothing like that. Like we just do vinyl. We'll do like magnets or 4x8 realtor signs, stuff like that, but we don't even install them. Like we're just
Yeah.
subbing those out. So we focus on vehicle wraps and wall wraps, fleet wraps, and we don't do many mom and pop businesses. So our customers are going to be. I have American Air and Heat, and we've done. I don't know. We probably do like 50 to 75 vehicles a year for them every year. We're just turning them out, and that's just one of our customers. So I definitely feel like your area is going to maybe force you to sell stuff that you have to learn how to sell, but how to install and stuff. And I made sure, I promised myself years ago that I would never do sell products that I have to get permits for or
Hmm.
electrical things like that. So it definitely, where you are, might force you into some of those other areas to make up those seasons, like you said, to fill in work for stuff like that. But it also, I mean, signs are a huge profit. So it it sometimes is great. Maybe you move away from wraps once
Yeah.
you get forced into those other areas. But for luckily for us, like you said, we are a massive city where stuff is always coming and going, and a ton of people. So the fleets are just endless. So for us, it, you know, it works out well, and we're not, there's plenty of work to go around. So, I mean, I have Guardian Wraps who's literally a quarter of a mile from me, and that's okay. You got On-Site, a sign company right down the road. And right now I'm doing a job for White Sign Supply or White Sign Company. And so they're 9 minutes away from me, and they don't do wraps. They even have a printer, and we're wholesale printing for them.
Yeah.
So we found our niche.
You run into a lot
And
of businesses that basically advertise vehicle wraps, but then like sub them all out. Do you run into that a lot?
as a subcontractor?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like do you
did.
like are there
Yeah.
a lot of businesses in your area that they advertise vehicle wraps, but they don't actually do the vehicle wraps? What they're doing is
Yeah.
actually just they're selling it essentially and then subbing it out to like a shop like yours or somebody
I mean, you
else.
got a lot of fast signs.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I have to restart my car. Um, sorry. Yeah. So fast signs, you've got, Minuteman, those type of people who, I mean, those fleets end up generally coming to us. But yes, a lot of those companies that are kind of your all-in-one shop, are doing a lot of the subbing out for things like that. But not, I don't know. We don't sub much anymore. For like, the only subbing that we're doing is going to be for like the all-in-ones, like the Legolands. It's a customer of mine based in Jacksonville that sells the whole package and then just sub us for just the wraps. But I mean, that's the project alone is millions. So they're
Mm.
not just the fast signs down the road. We don't really sub for them anymore. It's too complicated. They don't know what they're doing. Prints are wrong. Customer walks in, it's the wrong color because they didn't get something signed. Just things like that. So I mean, it's very common, yeah, for sure, but not something that we ever really worry about or see much of because, again, we just don't do a ton of subbing.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of places around here in Cincinnati that they'll advertise for it because they'll print them, but they don't necessarily do the installing, and they find someone else to do the installs and things like that. Or like that's all they do. Which there's one place in this area they have like they have big account. It's a big place and they have big accounts. Um, but they do things for like bottom dollar because they are just like they're cranking stuff out as fast as they can and they don't really care about their quality. They'll go through installers like they'll go through dirty socks. And it's like it's a bad thing I think for the rap industry. Like kind of puts a bad it puts a bad taste in my mouth as someone who like obviously I'm a one man show right now, but I want to grow into something that's larger that is like a rap shop specialist. I don't want to be a sign shop that's pretending to sell wraps and that kind of stuff, you know? So, and I know that there are a lot of people that deal with that kind of stuff. I just didn't know like how prevalent that is like nationwide, you know, because car wraps are up and coming still. People are still learning about them. Here we are 20 years
Oh,
after I
yeah.
started. People go, "What is that? Oh, that's a sticker?" Like
Yeah.
it's really
I
amazing.
mean, you're always going to have competition with, not necessarily competition, but you're always going to have those bottom of the barrel pricing and stuff because you're going to have shops or sign companies like Signature Graphics and Lowen who are doing the absolute lowest price possible, but they're also buying in mass quantities. So they're getting a huge discount. So they're able to do that. They're getting subcontractors that are still starting out, and their end customer doesn't care because their end customer is running through more vehicles per year than they can count. So
Mhm.
they don't need the top of the line product or install. They need to get their stuff lettered or wrapped so that they can get it on the road and make money. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's okay. Let them, I've competed with some of their pricing. Never be able to touch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be that person.
You want to you're trying to provide value in another way.
Yep. Yep. Quality will always be the number one.
Yeah.
That's why we offer wrap warranties.
Yeah.
So
that seems to be the consensus about like people that I do talk to that have their own shops or have started small and then grown into something larger is, you know what, like we're not the cheapest, but we're going to give you a good customer relations. We're going to give you good communication. We're going to give you great quality, you know, good design. Everything that we do, we're going to make sure we give you the absolute like best of ourselves like every time. And I guess when you're doing that, you're in a sense you're weeding out a lot of those people that just want something on the vehicle, you know. So this is a
I'll
positive.
take that.
Yeah.
I'll take a quick lettering. Give me a fleet of partials all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Oh,
actually
absolutely.
finished up a fleet of haven't finished them because they're still coming, but we've got over 500 vehicles across North, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida for a pest control company that were all partials, and we traveled to all of them, did all the removals and installs, and
Yeah.
that was a fun one for a couple years.
So do you find that your certs, like from like being on like these national lists and things like that, do you find that that helps? Like you getting a lot of calls from people who found you on 3M or, you know,
There's
wherever,
one
local, that kind of
certification
thing?
that has made me money.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. The other ones are just nice to be able to put up on the wall. So when I get a customer that wants ORAFOL color change, you know, we can do that. We can do the Avery.
Hmm.
Um, gosh, I was part of the original Arlon color change certification
Yeah.
when that was available here. So yeah, having those certifications is important for those customers that are wanting those films. But there is one certification that has made me millions.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So
We
wait,
do.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna add, uh, we do all of the wraps for Patrick Space Force Base down here. Now we're moving up into Cape Canaveral Space Force Base, and
Mhm.
I mean, I'm getting ready to wrap Mission Control, like where they're launching all these things, and it's because I answered my phone. The guy, this is 6, 7 years ago. He's just going down his list. He's like, you know, I've called 5 or 6 other installers. No one's answered. You're the first one to answer. If you can get out here and give us a quote, you got the job.
Oh, wow.
Because I answered the phone and because of that certification. And here we are. I've got a very high 3-figure or 6-figure bid out right. Not a bid, just an invoice out for, you know, Space Force Base, Air Force Base, whatever you want to call it, but they're now called Space Force Base. And
Right.
it's just so cool. The opportunities that certifications and all about who you know, like can get you. So
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy what picking up the phone can do for you?
insane,
You know?
insane.
Well, and it goes back to right, making yourself available, putting yourself out there. Like there are plenty of days where like my phone will ring on a Saturday and I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to answer this. But there's been a couple times where I have and it's turned into something, you know. So, you know, I'm just like, all right, you know what, I really don't want to answer this, but you know what, I'll pick it up and just see what they want.
Absolutely. Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
you know, it's good. It's, you know, anyway.
I get it. I used to be on my phone every minute of every day, just not truly, but weekends I'd get my calls and after work I'd be on my phone figuring stuff out, invoicing till 10, 11 o'clock at night. I mean, yeah, that's again, I had to build a very strong foundation.
Hmm.
And that's it takes those weekend calls and those after hours, late nights, or working till 4 or 5 a.m. or working 36 hours straight, done it all,
Yeah.
sleeping on at rest stops, you know, on your 10-hour drive because you literally finished a job, got in the car and started driving to your next one.
Ooh.
So I was young.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. I have a customer who sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. I'm getting text by um I literally got a text just a second ago from my bank. It was like, "Hey, did you buy this stuff?" I had to check with my
Uh-oh.
wife. Yeah, fraud alert.
Oh,
I had to check with
there
my
you go.
wife. I was like, "Are you buying stuff?" No. So I don't want that to wait. That's something that I don't want to wait. But literally
Absolutely, you're good.
I have a I have a client now I do work with, and really the only reason I got the job is because my father-in-law worked for the particular company, which is great, and I've been doing work for him for years. I've actually I wrapped one of their vans 3 different times under 3 different names because I worked for a sign shop the very first time we did it. The second time I did it, I worked for another shop. The third time I did it, I was working for myself. And then they got a new van, and then I wrapped that one like again. So, and now I do like vending machines and like other stuff for them, which is really good. But they were like, "Hey, we got these things up in Michigan. Like, can you do this for me? Like, can you do this?" And I was like, "I can, but like it's gonna quadruple or whatever 5 times is, quintuple. I don't know the price that that they are like per like. So if you really want this done, like either A, yeah, I can go up there, I can drive 5 hours and go do this, or I can find someone to do it for me, like up there. Like if you guys are okay with that, it's still going to cost more because all these different locations, like there's travel involved and da 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 da
Oh
da.
yeah.
So like now I'm on that end of having to this is the first time I've had to do this, find an installer in an area that I know nothing about.
Oh yeah. I know
So,
that struggle very well. I did all the first 36 or something Cousins Maine Lobster food trucks. When they were rolling them out, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago started. And they wanted to change the graphic under one of the awnings on all the trucks. So I
mhm.
had to source an installer for every once those trucks are gone, they're going all over the country. So the PNC trucks, that I'm talking about, we do go to them because they're removal. And I just couldn't trust anybody with removals. But getting installers in these areas, it's so difficult, and it always is a terrible, great reminder. It's the worst reminder that I get when we're struggling on site, and I put a little note out on Facebook, hey, any installers in the area? I could really use somebody. I just need some hands on deck. And I mean, these people are just, I am the best. I'm so good.
Ugh.
Use me. And then they show up and they pull a heat gun out. And I'm sorry, on a fleet, like I want somebody who uses a torch. Heat gun's fine, but I'm talking quick pace. Just they bring they don't bring any tools to like just take taillights out. They're using knifeless around it, and I have so many terrible stories. It we my travel team and we will be like, oh, was that a Mallory there? Like we call out like the names of the people, and yes, that was a real name. I couldn't even like think of a different one to use. It just Man, was that Red Shoes? That was a group of 3 guys that we brought out that we ended up training
Mhm.
how to wrap, because they were like, yeah, we got this, and we can probably finish the other 20 vehicles for you. And they show up. They had no idea what they were doing. We ended up training them, and I still paid them what I promised them for that first day. But I was like, yeah, I don't ever really want to see you guys again.
Oh,
Good luck.
geez.
Good luck. So watch some videos online or something. But yeah, it happens all the time. And it's crazy because if I wasn't there in those moments and I trusted these people to just do those jobs, I don't know. Would I even know about it? Because most customers will never see what we see. I just
Mhm.
noticed a drop shadow that was wrong on one of the wraps in there. We didn't do the art. We just printed their art. But there's a seam like right in the middle of a word. In the first part of the W, the drop shadow's under. And the second part of the W, the drop shadow's on top.
Oh,
And so
no.
it's like me and my guys, we were kind of talking and laughing about it. And it's like, customer's never going to notice. It's literally like half an inch, like that you can, but it's something that I noticed. As soon as I looked up at it, I was like, that's weird. But I'm like, it's their art. If the customer calls it out, great. It's job security. We'll come out and fix it. But
Yeah.
I can't really do anything with their art. So yeah, having to hire people that you don't know. And if someone recommends them or refers them, like I call that shop Like if I know them, like I like John or Brent, you know, I'm like, hey, this person says that you've worked with them. We good?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And do you carry or do you have like essentially like a Rolodex of people like wherever like you can like like oh this
I do. I
person's in
have a
this
network.
area
Yeah.
like let's yeah I think everybody kind of has
Yeah.
their own little network of people.
And me and Blake Madsen started wrap contractor reviews a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
We started it solely based on a terrible person in the industry who wouldn't allow people to talk truth about things that they were doing as well. So like not paying people. I asked a question on another group, and I genuinely was just asking, hey, has anyone worked with this company? And I didn't say anything bad or good. I just asked, and there was like 10 comments on it, and they were all like, don't waste your time. We had to fight for our money, this, that, or whatever. And I was like, okay, great. Thanks for the information. And this person took it down and was like, we don't allow we don't allow you know, conversations like that on our group. And I'm like, well, I think that our group should be looking out for each other, and we should be able to talk about this freely and openly. That person's choosing not to pay, which was a long time history of that they had as well. So we
Mhm.
started wrap contractor reviews, and it's been great. People go on if they've never worked with a company before, hey, I got this request from Candy Wraps Orlando, anybody work with them? And people can go on there and say like, hey, yeah, it's a great company to work for, or like they're shitty, they don't pay, or nobody there knows what's going on. And so I'll use that when I'm looking for an area, for installers and stuff.
On Facebook.
Yeah, or the wrap room,
Okay. Yeah, Wrap Room's pretty good. Yeah, they try to keep
wrap
that as
society. So
yeah. Those they try to keep those as middle of the lane as possible, try to keep all the negativity out of there. So,
yeah,
which is good. I mean, it's I've kind of feel like I'm gonna feel like we talk about like the whole rap fam that we have and things like that, and I kind of feel like honest feedback is something that we have to have. Like, of course, there are trolls out there, and there are people that are going to be dicks just to be dicks, and
yeah,
like, but those are the people that you don't associate yourself with. Like, forget about it. Like, you don't want to be inclusive, and you don't want to help your fellow person for regard. Then get out of here. Like, I don't want to associate
right.
myself with you. Um, and
Yeah, I would say I get really frustrated when you've got the people that just can't put the footwork in
mm,
and do the research themselves. They just go onto the forums and post their question. Like I'll typically go to my search bar on Facebook and look up the area that I need an installer in and see if one of my friends are from there before I go and post in a forum.
mm,
People want to know how to get, I don't know, a headlight out or something like that. It's like, did you search in that group, in the group? Did you hit the search button and just look in there first? Like it's real easy. So I get frustrated with how many people are just lazy these days, or they just don't go on Google and type it in, and then you have to watch a video and learn how to do it. Because that's how I learned.
yeah,
So I stay off of all those comments and everything,
yeah.
the questions and all that, unless it's, I don't know. I've also been kicked out of a forum quite a few times because I used to be that person that would go on and make snarky comments. Try
Yeah,
putting a phone number on straight.
yeah, I always try like it's kind of one of those things. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And a lot of my stuff comes out very sarcastic. So if you don't hear and you can't hear tone in
What?
text, so it's like if I'm gonna try to be helpful, obviously,
Yeah.
like if I see something that literally oh, you had commented on something. I commented on a video not too long ago and was just like, this breaks my heart, or like this hurts my heart to watch you do this because you are struggling to put this on. But, good for you for like trying it yourself and putting yourself out there. And then
Right, right.
you would commented, oh, like, hey, like maybe you should tell this
Yeah,
person
did you
like
see her comment back?
where, yeah, wasn't it positive? Maybe I didn't.
No, she was just like, I'm done with it. I'm
Oh,
already
maybe I did.
practically
Yeah.
like done with the wrap. I
Hmm.
know, I know what I'm doing, something, and it's like,
Oh, was it like?
it was just like, but from this video,
Okay.
it does not look like you know what you're doing at all.
Yeah.
So, did you just post the video for clout or whatever? Like, because you know people are going to look at it and laugh or call you bad or
Hmm.
talk crap. I don't know. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It literally, it really does. When I see videos of people putting on vinyl that literally have no idea what they're doing, and
that are
they,
lazy and wouldn't take 2 seconds to go on Google and type in
yeah.
how to.
Yeah, or
Sorry,
they
go ahead.
act like they
Oh, it
know
makes me
exactly
so
what they're
mad.
doing and it's like dog shit. I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're literally just doing this for the views. Like you have no like you don't care. Like you don't care about this. Like I would rather I want to watch like I'm sorry, I would watch Jemus or Justin or John or you or anybody who know Blake, whoever. I want to watch the videos of the people who know what they're doing and I don't care if I know how to do it or not. Like if that's going to either confirm that I'm doing something right or I'm going to
Yep.
learn something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to see. I don't want to see, I think it's I'm going to call him out and it's going to be really bad maybe. I think it's Aruna Vinyl or something like that. I see he comes up in my feed all the time and this guy
Aura.
is like he pulls
AURA.
hard around
Yes.
corners and everything like
Yes.
that and he gets shade in his video and I'm like this can't be real, right? Like you can't like you are overstretching everything that you do and like you're making this sound like this is the way that you should be installing for this particular whatever. And it's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like there's a right way and a wrong way. And what you're doing is clearly wrong.
Yeah. I agree.
So it just I don't know, it bothers me. It bothers me with misinformation.
Yeah, and when they won't accept the the help, they post that
Hmm.
crappy video and then people are like, "Oh, try this." And like they'll just repost or post
Yeah.
another video doing the same wrong thing.
Yeah.
So
Or
they
they
don't
say, oh,
want the help.
it's never failed on me before. I've never had a failure. Like
Right.
it's because you probably haven't been told about it.
Exactly. Yep.
Like there's like just because
Customers don't notice a
no,
fraction of the things that we do.
exactly. Or they don't or they're too afraid to go back and have something set straight
Yeah.
because it's just going to cause friction or whatever,
Yeah.
Like that's a tough thing to do. Like I back my work up. Like I always tell people up front, like, hey, if it's a day or a year later or whatever, like let me know. Shoot pictures of it, shoot it to like send me a picture of it.
Absolutely. Same. Yeah.
Let me look at it. If it's something that I need to see in person, I'll come to you. You come to like we'll figure it out. Like I will make it right because this
Yep.
is my reputation on the line. I don't want you driving your vehicle around looking like shit and then telling people where you got it done because then they're not going to want to come to me.
Absolutely. We always replace or warranty any wraps that are failing because of stuff that we did.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yep. Free
absolutely.
of charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, all right. It's been about an hour. We've had a couple of interruptions. I'm not going to keep you any longer.
No, you're good. I just watched this car get stuck, so that's why I
Uh,
was a little sidetracked here.
and I
No,
just,
I appreciate it. This is a
yeah.
good one. It flowed really good.
Yeah, no, that's fun. I really appreciate you taking the time to call me. I know we talked about it a long time ago, and then it took us a while to kind of schedule and everything. But at this point, I'm what's the word? I'm stacking them up. So I'm basically doing them for anybody who cares to know. I'm trying to do them every like 2 weeks. It's kind of
Yeah.
when they're releasing. And right now, like I said, I'm stacking them up. I think I literally have four that need to come out.
Nice.
So if you don't
I'm
hear if
coming out.
yeah.
I want the world
Yeah.
to.
So if you don't hear this in a few weeks, that's why. It
Oh, that's okay. That's
so
okay. It's such an
but
honor. I love
no, but
sharing this industry.
I and I appreciate you and like if you obviously if you ever need anything from me, if you're, got a job in Cincinnati that needs to be done, like you fucking let me
I
know.
will reach out. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Kentucky or Indiana. Like I'll go to Indianapolis. I'll go to
Okay.
You know, I don't care. I'll go to like there are people in Indianapolis. Like I know people up there, but well, you know, it's only an hour and a
Oh,
half. It's only an hour and a half away. Like if my dad's up there,
yeah.
give me a good excuse to go see my dad, you know. So,
Yep.
you know, Columbus, you know, whatever. I'll for if it's for you, like it doesn't matter. Like I'll go wherever you need me to go.
All right, everyone hears that, right? No
Yeah.
travel fees, just coming to hang out
Oh,
with a friend.
whoa, don't put words in my mouth, girl. Like
No, I would never expect that. But yeah, I love working with my friends in the industry, and like you said, excuse me. Your dad lives up there, so
Mhm.
I do the same. I always use these travel opportunities to see friends or family. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, if I would
that's
have known
great.
someone in Michigan, I would have been like, yeah, I'll go to Michigan and do your things. But I don't know
Yeah,
anybody up there. So like it doesn't make any sense. So
yeah.
anyway, so before we get off, tell people who you are, where you're at,
Ah,
how they can find you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, what you do, all that fun stuff.
awesome. Well, I'm Krystal Mizewski, or Mizewski, if you want to be a little Polish for a second. I am owner, operator of Candy Wraps Orlando, based out of Orlando, Florida. You can find us online. The handle is at Candy Wraps LLC for Instagram, Facebook. Been doing this for 15 years, and this is truly my passion. I guess we're going on 16 years now. Trainer for ORAFOL. Um, and I just this is my life. Like I will be in this industry forever, and I can't imagine being anywhere else. So thank you
Awesome.
for letting me share that.
No, hey, anytime you need anything, you call me, even if it's
I
not
will.
rap related or whatever. So even if you just want to say hi, like
Hey,
I'll say hi back.
perfect. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you for doing
All
this and
right.
taking the time. You're
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
I'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. I'm gonna
All
go get
right.
back to work now. Ugh.
Perfect. All right.
Bye.
Peace.